Okay, so this is a very difficult energy, guys. This is releasing your ex, cleaning the air, cleaning your space, and everybody has some stuff that they have to kind of clear space. It's hard to do. It's not an easy step, especially when you have the moon here and you have good memories or memories of the past that are influencing decisions that are in your present. It's hard to release yourself from those things, right? Now, coming from a place of compassion, you can kind of see why everybody may be in a very odd space or a very uncomfortable space, and they kind of are acting in a way that may not be very appealing to either one of you guys, mostly because you guys are coming from a place where you guys are feeling trapped. Your focus is a lot to do with what you guys know, what you guys are familiar with, what you guys are, really well versed in. Now, you may have relationships or have had a relationship where you're very used to certain things being a certain way, or what's what comes and goes regarding the relationships that you've been in. So you kind of have this kind of expectation or having to kind of pick whether or not you're going to go with the same cup, instead of seeing that this possible relationship here is something new, something fresh, something that will, pretty much bring in a new breeze, if that makes sense. Now, that being said, your mentality here, or the other person's, depending on what side you guys really resonate with, is coming from the past. So this is like kind of rose-tinted glasses here. Now, I don't think that this is technically rose-tinted glasses in this moment, actually, because, well, it could be because you have the sun here. But the thing is that the past is a great influence on the mentality of this relationship, the potential of reconnection, the potential of finding that love, that spark, that the innocent love. Now, it could indicate that this individual here, if this isn't you, which I do, like I said, I'm going to read it like that, but the Six of Cups could indicate that this person is very highly influenced by how things used to be. Now, there may have been a relationship that they can't really separate themselves from, maybe a twin flame relationship here. But this isn't really a card that indicates the twin flame relationships, but usually I kind of attribute relationships when it comes up when somebody thinks of the past like this is somebody of great significance in their life that's hard to get over. Now, someone that's still very much involved, or that still have feelings for their ex. Now, guys, when you see this card, this doesn't mean that they're incapable of loving someone new. This is someone that's very significant in their lives. I have a lot of clients that come to me and they say, "Oh, this person's still in love with their ex, and this person still loves them." It's like you never stop loving someone. That doesn't ever go away. No matter how much they've hurt you, no matter what you go through, think about it. You always have some sort of love for them, or it shifts the hate, which is in a way still love because you give that person energy still. But all in all, that you still have an attachment to wherever you have a relationship to, whether that's love, whether that's hatred, or whatever. But that attachment never goes away. But the whole point of having connections with people is to grow, not to have a connection and to destroy it and have it destroyed, or it doesn't ever get destroyed. You can move on from those connections, unless it's a twin flame relationship, which will be a little bit more difficult and, possibly next to impossible, because you're always going to be connected to that twin flame. That's literally your soul split in half. But you are meant to have connections and relationships with people, and that's okay. And you are allowed to have those connections, relationships with people, and still be connected to them. That doesn't mean you want to pursue a relationship with the person that, of the past, but it doesn't mean that you're not allowed to still should give love to that person if they're in their life. That doesn't mean that this person's cheating, doesn't mean that you're incapable of loving someone new, and it doesn't mean that anybody's incapable of loving someone new. It doesn't mean that, and fully as well, right? You can love someone but not be in love with them. There's a difference. So when I see the Six of Cups card, I don't think this person's necessarily perhaps in love with the person of the past, but they definitely have some sort of memories of when they were last happy, when they were last in great love or in deep love. And this could be attributed to the person of the past. They may not ever want to get back with that person, or they may, they may attribute their best memories, their best times with this individual, and they still have love for this individual, but they are starting something new with probably someone new, right? Or if this is the ex here, which could very well be possible, this person is remembering a time of the past, right? not fully letting go yet. You know, this is not, you know, there can be happiness, but it can't be the happiness that has been experienced already. You know, saying it's not something that can be fresh and new in that regards of never ever happening before, right? Like you know, I hate to use a sexual reference, but popping your cherry, to be honest, right? Once you lose your virginity, you lose it. You don't ever have sex for the first time like that ever again. You know what I mean? So it's like that. You could always have a first time with someone falling in love, but you're never going to have that first time. So that's why, you know, with this energy here, it's very sacred in the sense of like this person, it's very close to this individual. It means something significant, but it doesn't mean that this person has any sort of desire to reconnect with that individual if they're already in a relationship with this individual. They may, but they're with you. It doesn't matter what they're, you know, how they attribute their past. Okay, guys. So that being said, because I feel bad for a lot of the people that, you know, that may have love for their ex, and they want to, you know, they reach out, especially if their ex is going through a difficult time, and people get territorial and possessive and then get jealous and maybe accuse the person of potential cheating. And that doesn't happen sometimes. You know what I mean? It's not how it works. So Leos, you may, you know, if this is you're, you know, this perhaps is where you guys, you know, maybe thinking of the past a lot. You're going into this relationship with a lot of memories of the past, a lot of times, a lot of good memories, not bad ones. So this is a good thing in a sense, but where it kind of gets a little bit tricky is where you kind of move into the body portion, what we'll get to in a moment. Now, the other person has the moon. Now, this is why I was definitely talking about this a little bit more and kind of having that little small rant here, because, you know, everybody here, you know, everybody has their reasons to be suspicious, especially if they had a past where somebody may have been unreliable or if they've shown unfaithful activity towards them. Now, everybody is allowed to do what they're allowed to do, and there's no judgment here, okay? Venus, Archangel, Tarot, you can come to me, whatever you got going on, whatever you've been doing, whatever you've been involved with, no judgment whatsoever. That's why I'm definitely talking about this, because I don't want people to feel judged when they feel something for their ex, when they feel love for their ex, but not something that they want to pursue, you know what I'm saying, or anything like that. I want people to understand that there's no judgment here. But this person may have gone through some things that may have been extremely difficult for them, or very so, may have anxieties or some worries or even fears of something that may make this individual seem very suspicious when they're coming from a place of clarity. So even though this person may be showing that they're coming from a clear space or place, or they're coming from a place of complete openness, this person may still have suspicions about the other person's activities, about the person, how the other person feels. When that person, how this person feels does not matter, because this is based off of this individual only. The reason why I do readings that are focused based on the individual is because a lot of times people get caught up on how the other person feels, and instead of realizing that you have the problem or you have the issue, and not a judgment, not a blame, but the only way for you to have beneficial and healthy relationships is by building trust and healthy relationship with yourself, and then creating boundaries to protect yourself when situations like, unfit, and, perhaps some situations that you're not cool with, or, monogamy or polygamy or whatever, right? Whatever you feel like you don't necessarily want in your relationships, you have boundaries there to protect that. And it doesn't matter how anybody else does, because you're living your life, and, you're doing your part, and that's all you can do anyway, right? You can't force someone or make someone do anything. So therefore, that's why I like to focus on the individual itself. That's why I don't do spy readings. But I don't see this as a spy reading. This is something that's interacting with the both of you. Now, back to the reading, though. So if I can stop sidetracking and talking about this, I love, guys. So bear with me. This person is going through some sort of like mental conquering of fears at this moment, because the moon is very intense and it's obviously very scary, because you don't know what's actually out there. The moon is the only source of light, and with shadows that cast on the shadows that are cast from the moon can be very deceiving. It doesn't necessarily mean that all these things are faked, but it doesn't mean that the illusions or the shadows that are cast on them are necessarily their real actual form. You know what I'm saying? So the fears that this person is going through can make this individual on this side seem very suspicious when they've been very open from the very beginning. I don't see any sort of malicious energy, no third party situation. Just want to put that out there right at the start. And that being said, this person in itself is with this energy of going through difficult times and tackling fears as much as they can. They may be in a very confused state at this moment, not really sure where things are going, not really sure what's happening around them. They're kind of anxious. They're kind of like trying to watch out on all sides, kind of checking their backside, checking their front. They're making sure and checking around for everything to make sure that things are the way that they're supposed to be, and being transparent as much as they possibly can while they're going through this dark phase. But the dark phase is in their mind, because nothing else is actually wrong. There's nothing going on here. But this dark phase is coming from the past. The things, obviously everything has a past, everything has a reason. There's never a black and white situation. There's just always a lot of shades of gray. So whatever this person is going through, it's because they have gone through something else. There's something that prompted this. Now, I can't get into the specifics of this, but I feel like it has to do with their vulnerability and stability. Feeling stable, feeling like this person, they can rely on someone, and feeling like, there is true commitment and reliability out from the other person as well as themselves. Okay. Now, moving forward, their body is presenting themselves as doubtful, right? Which is fair enough, right? Considering like I said before, where they're coming from is a place where they're trying to conquer their fears right now. This individual here is looking like they're kind of half in, half out, only because they're not sure if this is something that's worth putting 100% in. Because, like I said, they may have had situations in the past where they may have been, they have felt like they weren't stable in a relationship, or there wasn't a lot of stability in the relationship. They couldn't trust people, things like that, right? So there was some darkness here. So this person may be kind of on the side, kind of 1 foot in, 1 foot out, not because they're trying to, pick their, spread their options out, but because they're not sure if it's truly worth going into the relationship. It's not because of you, it's because of what's going on mentally, guys. Remember, release your ex is a seriously intense energy. And with this being Scorpio season, you got to know that this is really intense for the both of you guys. So this person has been frustrated, and they've come a long way with building relationships, but they've always kind of come up short, maybe. But now, because you have the Four of Pentacles here, they're kind of always holding on to the stability. This person with the Seven of Pentacles, this person here has come a long way, and I feel like this person has definitely built up something, but they haven't reached the peak of where they want to be yet. They haven't reached that point of where they are like, okay, I'm good, right? Okay, all right, I can see the results. They're not necessarily satisfied with the results, even though they've come a long way. So this individual is definitely trying to figure out whether or not they have enough in them to continue to push forward and make this, make the relationship the best that they can be on their own part, on their own, right? Their 50%, make the best out of their 50% of the relationship. Now, on the other hand, this other person here has got the Eight of Swords. It's kind of that whole kind of paralysis of the mind. Now, the mind is keeping this person from making any sort of steps forward or back. Now, I feel like the past here is something they probably don't want to go back to, because the Eight of Swords, this person can't move backwards. They can't step back. They're probably that door is closed regarding the Six of Cups. But they don't see that there's a potential for something new. They don't see that there's a clear pathway for something else, a new avenue or new area to something else. And it's because their mind is very much focused on where their heart was, right? So this person here, if this is not you guys are feeling really stuck, and it's because this past energy, like this relationship was really big. This is something very, very close to your heart, and this moving forward thing is very difficult. You guys are fixed signs, right? So you guys find stability. So when you guys have that stability ripped away from you or taken from you or, shifted, it's hard to find a new stability, find something stable within yourself. It's really hard to reestablish some sort of, that stability when just in yourself, let alone in another relationship. But this is, I feel like the Eight of Swords here, it's recognizing that you just get caught up in your mind a little bit, a lot of it really, because there's the 8 here. It's not like it's something smaller. And it's keeping this person from being able to make a lot of progress and moving forward, just to put it out there. And it's because, right, I feel like it's because they kind of they kind of know what they've been through. They kind of may have had several different instances where they've had similar stuff in the past. Some things that they, that's just like, hey, it's a constant thing. They are just as much one foot in, one foot out as the other person here. But I don't think this person is 100% committed here. Not to say that this person is trying to play games, okay? Because this person is totally focused on the past. They're in their mind, guys. So when you get the 8 of Swords like this, you got to go back to the mind portion. So when I see this person's definitely thinking about the past. They're thinking about, the last time that they were happy. I don't think this is necessarily thinking about an ex per se. I think this is them when they were last happy, the last time that they could trust someone, the last time that they allowed themselves to be open. You know what I mean? Like I said, when I use the sexual, analogy of when you have your first time as when you're a virgin, that's a significant aspect, but that person may have hurt you right after, so you can never really trust that person, trust people like that again. We can, but it's going to take some serious healing. Now, that's the whole point, right? The whole thing is about healing with this whole thing. It's about releasing and opening doors and opening space to embrace a new relationship between the two of you. And this person right now is just like this time in the past where they were very trusting, they were very open in their emotions. It's keeping them, it's like, this is trusting in someone like that again is very, very difficult, but there is a possibility you can get out of this. There's always options, right? And I feel like the reason why this person is stuck like this, if this isn't you guys, is because obviously there's some definite clarity that came up. There's some things that came up, some truth, some honesty, some things got real clear. And it may not have been very, inspiring. It may not have been very happy, perhaps, but it did show that there was potential for happiness, perhaps, if this was really within that relationship or something new. But I think it's really within this relationship here. But the point of it all is definitely the things got exposed. This person had to see the truth for how it truly is. But the thing is, this 8 of Swords here with the Sun, this person is still stuck in their mind that they don't see that their foundation is actually presenting them the energy that they need to clear. And that's what gets them stuck, right? How do they clear an energy that they have, that's been so emotionally, gripping for them? And that's hard. It takes healing, it takes confidence in oneself, and it also takes compassion and forgiveness. And I feel like for both parties, it's a bit of forgiveness that's needed to move forward to release the energy. It's hard to do, but remember, I always say the forgiveness is not for the other person or for the person that hurt you, or it's forgiving the circumstance, the situation, or forgiving that person for yourself to be free. You're always forgiving to be free. You're never forgiving to condone an action that was taken against you that you would not have done, that you would not find acceptable. Please remember that, guys. So the Sun here, where they're coming from is that the truth always comes out. The truth, the reality, the things kind of always shine. So wherever this rose-tinted glasses was, however this wonderful, happiness, this time of happiness was, whatever this was for them in the past, may have had a really bad reality check for them, which is very hard to accept sometimes when some things have, when they've opened up like that. So it's the same sort of difference, right? Both parties have been put in a situation where they were vulnerable and allowed people into their life, and there may have been some backstabbing, there may have been some betrayal, and there may have been just some misunderstanding, and it's just hard to release that. So that's where the compassion definitely needs to come in. And I feel like it's the same with this individual. The root for them is the Four of Pentacles. So this person has been holding in, you know, this is stability, right? The reason why is because this person has, you know, barely got anything to hardly holding on, right? They found some sort of foundation that makes them feel safe. It makes them feel good and stable and solid. But there's always something out there that they really want to strive for, but the sacrifices that stability. But the thing is, I feel like this individual is also reevaluating their worth, and that reevaluating their worth is going to require them to take a leap of faith and go after that very thing, to go after this new pentacles that they want, this new pentacle here, the challenge that both people are experiencing together, facing together, the challenge for them together. And this is, you know, this is about building stability, something solid personally, something that they can build, that can have for themselves, and that can never be ripped away from them. That sense of security that no one else can take away from them. This is not just a new beginning that both parties can commit to and really start building a relationship together, because that's that too, right? It's having a new beginning together. But this is also talking about having some sort of stability that nobody can take away from you. No one can snatch away from you. Something that is personal and something that you can have within yourself. And this sort of stability and, you know, and solidness can take you far, take you so far. It's a new routine. It's a new practice in which you kind of, you know, and new boundaries as well. So what caused you guys to get together, right? The thing that kind of got you guys to connect, you know, is this 8 of Wands. Progress, moving forward, things, taking action, you know, moving on, you know, not necessarily moving on. It's not like the 6 of Swords, but it's passion. It's fast. It's things making progress. Progress is what brought you together, because you're no longer in, you know, you're not, you know, this person here, especially with the 4 of Pentacles, this person isn't trying to hold on to their pentacles. The person is looking to get out. If this is where they're coming from, they're looking to get out, but that's why they're considering. This is not necessarily doubt. It's like, oh, should I do this? This is like considering options, considering doing the work and making a relationship out of this connection that they've got here. But the fears are the fears are a factor into their decision making, as well as this person's past relationships and everything that's like that is a factor in why they don't see that everything around them isn't actually, you know, isn't actually bad. There's something actually wonderful that can be cultivated here. Again, this is not a blame or an accusation, guys. This is just being honest and recognizing that there's some things that the past has definitely taught us, but also these are some things that are keeping us from being able to be, you know, to move forward, to have something new that we can definitely build and feel confident about building, because you're building solid security, something tangible, something real that you can definitely say, yeah, this is actually something I can truly believe in and stand behind and commit to. Okay, so that being said, let's go ahead and pull you guys your whispers of love. I swear, like when I see the release your ex, I was like, oh gosh, that's hard, man, because that's letting go of the past. It's death energy. And both of you guys are going through that. Very similar to what Aries is going through. So you may be dealing with an Aries, and you guys got 2 cards, and I think y'all definitely could, you know, not that you need it, but you guys could definitely use the help, I think. So you guys have your first card is appreciate this moment. And it says each and every situation has an opportunity to grow and find love. And it's true. This is your situation. You have an opportunity to grow and have new love here. And don't let the past deter you from having happiness, because you know the path to happiness. If this is you, Leo, you know the path to happiness. It's about trusting that light and going with it. Seeing the facts, right? Seeing the situation for what it is. You can only work off of face value. If you have had a situation where you were kind of in the dark before in the past, you're not in the dark now. You're definitely not in the dark now. Or at least you have to work with what you can see, work with what you can, you know, work with. And the same for this individual here. This person has to work with the facts, work with what's present around them, and really, you know, overcome the pains and the fears or the anxieties of what happened in the past, because that may not happen again. The past may not repeat. There may be something really wonderful that you both can build here, but it's about conquering that fear. It's about saying, no, I'm going to live my life the way I want to. I'm going to have the future that I deserve, and not letting this person from the past or letting the situation from the past keep you from this Ace of Cups, this new beginning that's right behind you. Don't look at this, guys. Don't look at these Three of Cups and think that this is all you're going to get, because it's not. I promise. Now, you guys have love is all around you. There is love all everywhere. There's love everywhere all the time. Simply acknowledge this as truth, and this is true. Everybody's been getting this card, actually. A lot of people have been getting this card. I shouldn't say everyone, but a lot of the signs have been getting this. And it's true. Like, love is all around you. It's never from the past. It's never just, at one period of your life. And it comes from within first. You have to love with yourself. You have to love yourself, and then love will find you. It's like a homing beacon, right? How else do people are if you're out in sea, how else are they able to get home without lighthouses? It's that beacon. You have to have, and the lighthouse. You're the lighthouse, right? And you let the sailors, the people with the boats, those people come into you, right? They come to you because you're shining and say, hey, I love, I'm open to love. I can take you here. And the boats are like, yeah, okay, all right. I can go to that place. I can find refuge and find love there, right? Because this person is saying that they're ready to love. It's very, think about it like that. You're the lighthouse. And as long as you are open to love, love will find you. And I don't think you guys are having an issue with finding love, but I think it's hard to release that point in your life where you had been open with someone and been so intimate with someone, and trying to do that again with someone new. That may be very difficult, but you guys can do it. Okay, you guys can definitely do it. It's just going to require you to shift your focus and clear the energy. Say put that in the past and allow yourself to be happy in the now.